Hey guys, welcome to my first video. Today's gonna be my first video on my e-commerce journey. I've been doing e-commerce for I'd say six decent months of working hard, maybe like 2 or 3 actually getting into it. The last 2 3 months obviously, and I just want to kind of go over some. I have like really exciting news, and I also have some really cold news that you can probably see for yourself here. So first of all, I'm just about to hit 10K in net sales, which is insanely cool. Saying you made 5 figures from making people buy online is pretty cool to say. But I also wanted to kind of just go over the realities of this business, and then at the end, I'm also gonna go on kind of a perspective shift that really helped me get my first store and brand running and getting to this level of sales. And then I'm just gonna give you like a brief breakdown on profitability because that's like key in business, of course. So here I just ran my first test. Didn't really make any money. I made money, but then the ads just kind of cooked themselves and got really slow. Here I just didn't test any ads for a while. Here I launched another type of test, worked and then it didn't. And then here more recently I've been a lot more consistent with results, but profitability has just been going up and down. One day you're profitable, the next you're not. So that's something I'm going to be focusing on some later videos, but I just kind of wanted to introduce that problem. That at least for me, one of the biggest problems I'm having now that I know that I have a product that people want to buy is having people consistently buy at a rate where I can make money. And I'll make another video on that, especially as I get better with my ads and stuff. But out of this 10K sales, you probably would expect to make a healthy margin would be like 30%. But with all of these mistakes I've made with media buying here and there, I hardly made any profit, to be completely honest. And that's just something I want if you're new to this business, to expect that you're just because you start making sales, there's the whole next step, which is learning media buying and just getting good at printing with the right, like understanding how to make consistent converting ads. Because I'm not even there yet, but I can already tell like this is like the biggest thing holding me back right now. And it's something you should expect to. And yeah, I guess that's that. And I kind of just go over something that, in case you want to refresh the iconic refresh, let me just give you a quick refresh here. Refresh 9.9. There you go. All right. So this is kind of something that this is something I looked at when, because before I launched this brand, the way I would look for products and stuff, I'd go the whole trendy route. I'd use Calo data. I use a bunch of spy tools. I'd scroll AliExpress to see what's selling. I'd scroll Amazon and try to like replicate it. Like those things work. They didn't work for me, but they work. But I just did what I just kind of like slowed things down, and I just thought to myself like, what is a business really, right? And I used to run a home service business, and like a lot of rich people, they make most of their money off of just like the most boring things, right? But they're boring, but they also solve a really important problem, right? So if you could just something that could really help you with just thinking of what to sell as your next product for your e-commerce business is just think, what are 3 problems you face at least once a week or a month? This kind of just opens up like different solutions you can offer. And then just see if it's a problem anyone else in your life faced, or you can see just general, like for example, commuting to work, right? People who commute on the public transportation, I'm sure they all share a similar problem, whether it's constant crowds, whether it's whatever, right? This is where the research comes in. But just look at raw emotion, like real problems people face on a daily basis. And it needs to come from a real point of need. It can't just be something convenient. Because even though even if you haven't made a single dollar, or if you've made $100, $1,000 off of e-commerce, it's always great to think that like, could you scale this product or this service or whatever you're selling to a million, 100 million? Like, those big numbers, because then it kind of kills those gadgety problems, those gadgety products, right? Like those like fidget spinners and stuff. Like you could do insane marketing and sell those to 100 million or whatever, but like you can see, they already died off, right? Because there's no evergreen solution there, right? I mean, everything has a solution, but there's no real constant need, and that's just what helped me with getting this first product. Like to be completely honest, the first product I tested after like I completely stopped using spy tools, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna just do the old fashioned way. This is just a business, just like in person. I'm just running paid ads. That's the only difference, right? I tried that, and on my first go, on the first product, it worked out for me. So, on these YouTube videos, I don't really see the value in exposing like every specific thing I do. It's probably better that you actually learn how, like, what a business really is, the responsibility that comes with it, and like how to get good at it. And obviously the fun part, the profits, right? Like, you obviously want to make money, and hopefully make those 10K days with crazy nice margins to enjoy those profits. But that's about that. That's about that. And yeah, and then like the last thing, really, you just need to understand your market, right? So if you're a daily, let's say you're a student, right? Like myself, you're commuting on the train all day to work and stuff. I'm sure one of the emotions that you feel, one of the problems you deal with, you don't even have to ask your fellow classmates or whatever. You can just look around you. You know, Reddit, Reddit, search up Instagram posts, Facebook groups, um, Kijiji, Facebook Marketplace. Like, you can use just YouTube, like just the complete online internet community. Just look for anyone else who relates to your problem. And if you find it easy to find other people that relate to your problem, it means that it's just a bigger problem, right? So that just means it's a bigger market. And then from there, you just look at the solutions offered online, right? You can go Amazon, you can just Google search it, and you'll get search engine listings and see what other products there are. And you can do a bit of research on your competition. And like competition's real, but I'm a big fan of just if you do a good enough job, competition doesn't really matter. Like it always does matter a little bit, but if you just do a good enough job, if it's a good enough product, or you just solve a good enough solution, people will buy. And then competition, those small, you can like fine tune that. But that's about that. Yeah, I'm hoping to get better at this whole YouTube thing. I don't really know how to feel about speaking to a phone facing me. This is kind of weird, just looking at a screen and talking to a phone. But I'll make another video. I'm hoping to make one daily, but to be honest, I don't see a point to that because you can't really see too much of a change on a daily basis. Probably on a weekly basis, I'll make some videos, and hope you guys enjoyed this one. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.